Today we're talking with several representatives from the Fort County Career Center. And first of all, I have the masked man with me at this point. Please introduce yourself.
Well, hello, my name is Landon Smith. I go to Fort County Career Centers. I'm currently in accounting and business management. My home school is Edgerton.
What took you to Fort County?
What took me to Fort County is I knew that it had a lot of career opportunities and it could really expand what I wanted to do, because I would actually like to become an entrepreneur and hopefully start my own business. And I heard that Fort County is a great place to start.
What kind of business are you looking to start?
Personally, I would like to start up a security firm, for like private security, contracting, stuff like that. And coming out here to Fort County, it's given me a lot of good skills. I've learned about basic fundamentals of accounting, and I've also learned about business management, which is very important when starting a business.
How did you land on the idea of security?
It was just kind of something which, interested me as a kid. I always thought it was really neat, like seeing all the movies of the guys running around. I always thought that was a really cool concept. And then I found out I could actually do that. So this is kind of my way.
Now, so have you been following this for quite a while?
I have. I've been wanting to do this ever since I was about 14, and now I'm currently 18. So I'm pretty sure this is what I want to do whenever I graduate college, start my own firm.
The next step then will be to go to college from Fort County?
Yes, and actually in my lab, we offer College Credit Plus, so we can actually earn college credits while in class here at the high school. And we can transfer those credits to that Northwest State or other colleges, continuing our education.
That sounds like a great idea. Now, will you be going to Northwest, or is there a different college you have in mind?
Personally, I would like to go to Ohio State, but I think starting at Northwest for 2 years would be a great start for me.
Yeah, sounds like always a great start. They get all the basics out, and then you can move down to Ohio State and save yourself a couple dollars too, so you have a little more money in your pocket to start your business.
Exactly.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself 20 years from now, man? Are you going to be around Northwest Ohio, or do you intend to move to a bigger city?
Personally, I would like to, move to a city like Columbus. I think it's actually a really cool city, and that's one reason why I'd like to go to college there. And if Columbus doesn't work out, then there's always other cities like Indianapolis or Chicago.
In the course of the last 4 years, you probably have seen quite a few different changes in the security business, I would think.
Yeah, it's a very fast-paced industry, and it's kind of interesting to watch it develop. But of course, I'm more about the management side, and I think that's really cool as well.
Yeah, no doubt. So tell me, before I let you go, what has been the best experience that you've had at Fort County?
I think the best experience here at Fort County, everyone's of course going to say the people, but I think it's the teachers. Like my lab instructor, Miss Short, she's just an amazing teacher. She really practices what she teaches. We're currently working in management, and she says that she's not a boss, but she's a leader. And she sets that example, and I think practicing that in school and how she incorporates it inside of her classroom is just amazing. I really think she's a great teacher.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, that there are a number of great teachers out there, and I always appreciate when I hear that from the students when they pick out one or two that really has influenced them in the time that they've been there. Well, best of luck to you, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Back with some students from Fort County Career Center, and who am I talking to?
Amaya Valdez.
What's it like to have to go to school with a mask on, Maya?
I don't really like it very much. I'd rather not have a mask on.
Yeah, but you know what? You guys have done such a wonderful job over there. Every time I hear anything about Fort County, it's amazing to me to be able to bring the students in from where you do, and that not have the problems that some of the local schools have even had. So keep up the work, and thank you for wearing that mask right now.
You're welcome.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and what's your major?
I'm from Bryan, and I'm in the cosmetology lab.
And why did you end up choosing cosmetology in Fort County as your career path?
I've kind of grown up around here. My parents actually own a salon, so I've grown up around it, and I've just always enjoyed doing it.
Wow. So this is something that you made your mind up as a young child, maybe?
Yep.
And never wavered. There's never been a time when you thought maybe I want to be a veterinarian or something like that.
Not really, no. I just always enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, no problem. So when you graduate this year, or are you what year are you in at school?
I'm a junior.
Okay, so you still have another year. When you graduate next year, what's your intentions past graduating from Bryan and Fort County?
I think I'm just gonna work at my parents' salon and rent a booth out there, and then I mainly just want to focus on doing hair.
There you go. Is that basically your forte? What can you do with the hair that I got? You can see here. There's not a lot to, can we do anything with that, Maya, at all? Or am I pretty well out of luck?
It's the haircut.
Just a haircut.
Yep.
Yep. There's not enough of it there to really grow it all that long anymore. Can we color it or something? I mean, it's all white and everything. Can we make me look 20 again?
I'm sure we could color it.
Sometimes guys like me, though, when they get to that point where they're coloring it, it really doesn't look all that good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I got to be honest. There's no doubt about that. What has been your favorite part of going to Fort County?
I've loved meeting new friends. Like all the girls in my lab, I love being around them, and I actually look forward to going to school every day because I'm doing something I enjoy.
Wow. Did you always think when you were getting a little bit older over at Bryan that Fort County was going to be where you wanted to go?
Yeah, I've always kind of wanted to go here. All three of my sisters have gone here too, so.
Wow. It's a wonder they have a wonderful cosmetology program over there, even though you can't do much for me. How's that?
Yep.
There does come a point in time that that you just, this is what you got. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Tell me about your favorite day and your favorite time at Fort County.
I really enjoyed when we did competition. I was in the hair competition and we were there all day in lab all day. We were doing haircuts and updo, and you just kind of got to compete against girls in your lab and some of the seniors.
I've heard a lot about that. So tell me, set that up for me, because being a person who has never been much more than this, get a haircut type of guy. What does a competition in cosmetology look like?
There's pretty much, there's a hair competition, an aesthetics competition, and a nail competition. But for the hair competition, you just have a certain amount of time to do a haircut, and then you have an hour to do an updo. And then you pretty much have to finish it all in that. And then there's judges, and the judges will judge you. And then if you win, you move on.
And did you win?
No, I didn't.
Do you get to try again? Is it finished for this year, and then do you look for next year, or is that still coming?
Yep, you can compete next year too.
Okay. So you've already had the competition, though, for this year, for 2020.
Yep.
Yep. Who was the winner?
It was a senior. I don't remember her name, but it was a senior.
It's kind of like back in the day when I played football, when that person ran past me and got a touchdown, I could never remember that guy's name. Now, if I tackled him in the backfield, I always remembered his name. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hey, Maya, best of luck to you, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. You too.
Talking to students from Fort County Career Center again here today on theCUBE. And who do I have with me now?
Sarah Barnum,
Sarah, where are you from?
West Unity.
West Unity. I think I saw a Hilltop t-shirt on you when you sat down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what made you decide to come to Fort County and also, team that up with your career there at Hilltop?
I wanted to do something different and get a head start in my career, and I felt like Fort County was the best option.
What's your career? What's your career path?
I want to do nursing, but I'm in sports fitness because I didn't know what to do. I just know I wanted to do something in the health career field.
Ah, okay. All right. And what year are you in now?
I'm a senior.
So you're a senior. You're about ready to graduate and move on. And where do you go from here?
I'm going to Owens into a nursing program.
Ah, okay. Very good. I hear they have a wonderful program at Owens.
Yes.
So when you go into the nursing program, what type of nurse would you like to be?
I would like to be an ER nurse because I love the adrenaline.
Really?
Hmm.
You know what? That can be one of the toughest jobs anywhere. You know, that is quite a task. I don't know that I could handle an ER nurse. I'm not good. First of all, I'm not good with blood. And secondly, if you come in and your arm's looking like that, okay, and your legs the other way, you'd be nursing me at that point in time. How's that?
I think that would be the coolest thing ever.
Have you always been that way?
Yes, I've always like had things to do with like, oh, you broke a bone. Let me see it. Let me play with it.
Wow, really?
Hmm.
Did it ever cross your mind maybe that you wanted to be a doctor at all, or just the nursing side of it was more appealing to you?
Just the nursing side, because going to school to be a doctor is just way too long.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. So in your future now, you'll go over to Toledo then, and how many years will you spend in a nursing program then?
2.
6?
2.
2. Okay, there you go. The mask every now and then is tough, so sign language is good. There's no doubt about it. So 2 years there, and then what happens?
I'm going to hopefully get a job out of that in this week.
Wonderful. Would you like to stay around Northwest Ohio, or would you like to move to a bigger city with a bigger ER, or what's your plans?
I could never move to a city. I'd always stay in Northwest Ohio.
Okay, all right. So you'd like to maybe come back in this area and stay at maybe a little smaller hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your experience at Fort County, and maybe your good days and the things you're going to remember as you graduate and move on.
The things I'll always remember are the friendships I make with other kids, and then just the way you get to connect with some of your teachers here at Fort County that you don't at your home school. That's one of my biggest things I like.
Yeah. You know, it does have to be, you almost get a bit of a college feel. Normally you go to a high school and you grow up with these people and you graduate with those people, and then you move on. And if you're like me, I'd never seen them again 40 years later. Okay. But when you go to a career center like this, all of a sudden you start to get to meet those new people just as if you were going to go to college,
Yeah, that's the nice part about it.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. And it sounds like it has been a very good situation for you.
It has been.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for your time, and good luck with the future. And if you see an old dude like me one of these days with their arm all like that, okay, all right, you fix him for me, will you?
I'll try.
All right, very good. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
And we're talking with students at Fort County Career Center today. Who do I have with me now?
You have Austin Tomaszewski. I am from Bryan High School, and I'm in the Smart Lab here at Fort County Career Center.
Austin, man, whenever somebody tells me about a Smart Lab, man, that normally leaves me out. Tell me about the Smart Lab.
The Smart Lab is pretty much basically like a pre-engineering program we have here. It's like all about like all the machining, like pretty much like a machine shop, what you see at like pretty much industry and factories, all that. That's what it's about.
That is, that is so cool, because when I was a kid, my grandfather made me work in a factory over the summertime when I was going to college, so that I knew that I didn't want to go out there and do what I was doing, because I was on the punch press, man. I was banging things and bending things, and it was 100 degrees, and I was next to a really hot wash room that, was 180 degrees with the steel, and he cured me of it. But boy, manufacturing is different nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like very different. Like in our lab, it's actually pretty cool, even with like the hot machines at times. So we don't get really hot, it's very convenient, as well as like there's plenty of lighting. Like everything's nice. The machines are nice. Everything just runs so smoothly.
Yeah, it is amazing, and it is amazing the sophistication nowadays in our industry too.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Like when I was starting out, like our manuals, obviously, like the basics are there. You have to learn it all, but then like obviously the CNCs and all that, like it requires a ton of brain power to figure it all out. And you have to master cam this first, and then you have to get all the dimensions correctly. And like if you're 1,000s off, you have to restart the whole project. And yeah, that's just a lot of work to redo if you mess up.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, no doubt about that. Now, are you a junior, a senior? What grade is school?
I'm currently a senior right now.
So this is your final year, and then what's your next step?
My next step, I'm planning on going to college, either Northwest State, Wright State University. Plan on pursuing a degree in electrical engineering to start my career off. Just looking through all that.
Now, when you look down the road 10 years, 20 years from now, what's the perfect spot for Austin?
10, 20 years from now, I really can't tell, man. Like moving out west, Beverly Hills, you never know. Like wherever life takes me.
I love the attitude, man. I love what you're thinking that way. How's that? And trust me, man, don't waste any time because you'll look like me before you know it. That's a scary.
Oh, I'm already losing some hair as is.
That's terrible. Hey, what's been your best days at Fort County? What are you going to remember when you leave?
I'm just really going to remember like all the good times I had in my lab. And then obviously last year we went to this fall leadership conference down in, I can't remember. It was like, I think it's Columbus, Ohio. We went to like this higher like hotel and just everything there was just really nice. Like we had nice, good dining down in Columbus. And I just loved the whole experience. We got to go to like this one like meeting, like conference. And there's just like at least 500 or so people there, if not like 1,000. We just all got to like have like a cool dance party at the end. Got to watch this one guy just ride like a cool bike all over the place, and I thought that was really cool.
So it sounds to me like there's not going to be any small towns. You're not going to end up in like Ney, Ohio when it's over and done with. You're going to be in a bigger city.
Oh, definitely. I totally see myself in a bigger city at this point.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. There's a lot of opportunities and a whole lot of fun for a guy like you. And if you're heading to LA, man, you know there's a whole lot of things going on out there.
Oh, there definitely is. It's just like whatever comes my way, I'm totally gonna accept it and do what I can to keep moving forward.
So when you look back, was this a good choice for you to go to Fort County?
I definitely would say it's been a good choice because I look at all my peers in these public schools. They're coming out of high school with no like background towards any skill pretty much unless they're doing something with their own time. Compared to me, I can actually go to school and learn a whole trade, and I'm planning on going on job placement here soon, which is gonna give me like even more experience in the industry to actually learn how the machines operate and like an industry function.
Yeah. What intrigues you? Are you going to automotive? Where's your field of focus, do you think, as you move on?
Field of focus, it's kind of hard to tell. I probably would just whatever comes. Like I'm pretty much cool with whatever I can do. I mean, I have a broad background. I don't really mind what I do.
So basically, if somebody picks up the phone and says, Austin, I'm going to pay you a whole lot of money, but you got to move to Denver, Colorado, you're on your way.
I mean, if I like the job and the benefits and the salary, I totally would.
It sounds like a great idea. Well, I'll tell you what, I think you're going to be successful as you go down the road, and it does sound like that was a good move for you to go to Fort County, and I really appreciate your time today.
I also appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Talking to students over at Fort County Career Center today, and who do I have now?
This is Eston Knirk I'm originally from Edgerton High School, and I'm in the auto tech program.
Dynamite. And that is one of the more popular programs over at Fort County. And I know a number of folks who have gone through it. And I got to tell you, they're pretty successful right now.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. What got you thinking about, automotive? Do you want to be a mechanic when you graduate? Is that your goal?
Yeah, my dad owns a shop, and he was always a mechanic. So I worked for him in the summers and stuff, and I liked it.
Yeah. Normal gasoline engines or diesel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just gas.
Okay. Today, General Motors, or yesterday, they came out and said that in another 15 years, they're planning on building nothing in the automotive line but electric vehicles. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Have you had any experience right now with electric?
Not very much, no.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has though, right? I mean,
Right.
we're
It's all
just,
new.
you know, but as you probably know, boy, there's a lot fewer moving parts on an electric vehicle.
Yeah, there is just a lot of batteries.
Yeah, but I would have to think there's still going to be in need of a mechanic every now and then to go out and work on these things.
Oh, absolutely.
And I can't imagine, even though you're a young fella, okay, that gasoline-powered vehicles are going to be gone even in your lifetime.
No, I'm sure there'll still be a lot around. Even
Yeah.
when I'm older.
So, automotive, truck, heavy duty, farm. What's your specialty?
Oh, just basic cars and trucks, nothing too crazy.
Okay, you know the technology in that world has changed considerably since I was your age. You know, back in the day, probably your dad and your grandfather. Was your grandfather into this as well?
I think he was, yeah.
Okay, you know, we were guessing a lot back then. You know, it was you know, they're trying this and yeah, well, that one sparked me, so there's something there. You know, nowadays you got test equipment that can help you with all that, don't you?
Mhm. Yeah, we have lots of test equipment at the shop. We have scan tools and multimeters and all that stuff.
So tell me a little bit about the program at Fort County. If somebody is listening to us right now and they're thinking maybe that's a good idea for them too, what does a day look like for you? What do your classes look like?
Yeah, so we get there. I go through my first couple periods of school, eat lunch, and we get to go to lab for the rest of the day. And we take attendance when we first get there. Then our teacher will be like, "We got some customer cars we need to work on today." So then we'll pull in those and start breaking into them and see what we can get done.
So basically, you'll fix anything that a normal automotive mechanic would fix in the real world.
Yeah, we change brakes. We can put head gaskets on cars. We can do anything, really.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, are you into racing at all?
Oh no, not too much. No.
Okay, well, I got some friends that are racers as well, and they're always looking for mechanics too. So I didn't know what, you know, I didn't mean that you go out on a Friday night, you know, and race on some country road, although you might, and that's okay. And I'm not telling the sheriff about that. How's that?
All right.
But I have a bunch of friends that are into race cars, and they do an awful lot of work on their cars as well, you know?
Yeah.
Would that be something that would be interesting to you if somebody came up to you down the road and said, "Hey, you know, I've got this car that we run every Saturday night, and I really need a good guy with some wrenches."
Yeah, that'd be lots of fun working for a race team.
Yeah, well, maybe that's where you're going. So, where do you see yourself after you graduate?
I'd like to go to Owens Community College and take their auto program.
Dynamite. And then from there, do you start your own shop, or what do you think then?
Probably my dad has a shop, so I'd work there, and then I'd like to get a job at a dealership too.
Yeah. You know, I think working at a dealership oftentimes is really good because those guys always stay on top of everything because of their association with the manufacturer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works really well. Well, I'll tell you what is your favorite remembrance of going to Fort County?
Oh, the teachers and the people for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it is a great place to go. It has always been fun, and I always enjoy talking to the students over there. So thank you for your time today, and best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, we're celebrating all the wonderful things that happened over at Fort County Career Center here today, talking to a number of the students. And who's with me today?
I'm Isaac Funes. I'm from Bryan High School. I'm a senior, and I'm in the computer programming and game design lab.
Computer programming and the game design lab. That has got to be something that you know is exciting to an awful lot of folks your age.
Yes.
What got you into game design?
You know, I don't really play games personally, but I love the design of games. I think like when you coordinate a game and like have a story and then focus, and you actually get to learn how to code your own game. I find it really interesting.
Wow, that is interesting. So you don't play them though, is what you said?
Not really, no. I program, but I don't play them.
Holy mackerel. That's, that's unusual because all the programmers that I know kind of started, with that addiction to playing them. And then they decided I could make one better than that one. How did you decide to cut out the middleman, I guess, per se?
I don't really know. I really just like the design behind them. I think actually knowing how a game works, like the code behind it, the behind the scenes of it is really interesting more than actually playing the game itself. But I do like to test the games.
There you go. Well, that's kind of playing them, right? Somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, I don't think most people can even imagine how somebody goes about, designing a game like this. Give me a feel for that. How would a guy go about designing their game, and then what goes into to writing the program for that?
It's a lot of steps, honestly. It's you want to have a good plan on what you want to do. A lot of mathematics are involved into it, like XY coordinates and how your character is going to move, how it's going to look, the design of the world. It's a lot of steps that it's going to take a minute, to make a really good game. There's a lot of debugging in game design. You're going to look for the bugs, and when you code a good program like a game, it's a gradual climb of constant different variables over. So
yeah. You know what? For a person who obviously has your talents and your skills, it probably is. For a guy like me, one X looks like another Y. You know what I mean? So have you actually designed a game yet?
Yes. If you're familiar with the game Pong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I designed my own Pong. I designed my own 2D platformer like Mario.
Really?
Yes.
So basically, those games and put your own twist to it. Is that what happened?
Basically, yes.
And what are the differences in your version than the original versions?
The design of the characters, really. Every character looks really unique from the others. Just the different level design, how characters interact with the world. It's like the same concept, but it's just different. I'm using different my own ideas rather than just copy and paste different things.
Sure. Okay. And then there's a music bed to it as well? Do you have music involved as well?
You can do audio. I don't personally make my own audio because I'm a terrible singer, but audio.
No, I know, I'm not sure whether you're aware of it, but there is a gentleman in Bryan, Ohio that does audio for video games. That's been his career for a long time. We'll need to get you hooked up because he's made a pretty nice living for a long time, and that is his forte. He sits at his house basically with all kinds of keyboards and things like that, and he does the soundtracks to a number of video games that you probably would recognize.
Right. Interesting.
Where do you go from here?
Well, I am really into programming, so I hope to do finish my 2 years at Northwest State, and then hopefully go to my master's degree into an actual university. And when I get out of high school, I plan to just get a good job in programming. I love web development, making websites. I use something called JavaScript. It's a language. It's gonna really take me far, I believe, if I master it.
Fantastic. What do you have a college in mind?
I want to because I'm currently in CCP courses, so I'm getting my points for Northwest State. So I want to finish my 2 years there, and then hopefully after that I want to move to university. I don't know what kind of university yet.
Is there a there's a lot of colleges that specialize in medicine or computers or whatever. Are there colleges that are specializing now in game design?
Not that I'm aware of. I really need to look into that, honestly.
Yeah, no problem. That's an interesting concept because there's no doubt that there's a huge future in something like that.
Right.
Before I let you go, man, where do you see gaming over the course of the next 20 years? What are we going to see that's going to revolutionize what we have right now?
Oh, you know me. I'll be making the next big game for the next big console, I believe.
Yeah. There you go. Do we ever get to the point where we implant the chip in the head for the game and we play it in our mind?
Yeah, I make that happen. I'm very optimistic.
Well, the day that you do that, I love playing the games. I'm not very good at it. Okay, I'm good at Pong. Okay, all right, that's a game for me. And I'm pretty good at Mario Golf. How's that? All right, you get me past that, and I'm in pretty bad shape. But if they ever want to put a chip in my head, just please say no. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hey, best of luck to you, and thank you for your time today.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Talking with students over at Fort County Career Center right now. Who am I talking to?
I'm Nia Lovejoy. I'm a senior from Edgerton, and I'm taking law enforcement and security tactics.
Oh my gosh. Tell me a little bit about that program. What do you do every day studying at Fort County?
Law enforcement, we have PT, which is physical training, 3 days a week, where we either go to the sports fitness lab where they have equipment for us to work out on, or when we have warmer weather, we go outside, we flip tires, we run, we go to a water tower. We do a lot of things, actually. Other than that, we do SFSTs, which is standardized field sobriety testing. And handcuffing, a lot of law enforcement hand work, book work, learning the laws, a lot of hands-on work, I would say.
Yeah, well, Nia, don't remember my face, because you might get on a computer one of these days and see that I'm still wanted in 3 states. Okay.
Well,
okay.
I gotta do my job, sir.
I'm not going to tell you the state, so you're going to have to search me out. How's that? Okay.
All right.
It's not Ohio. How's that? I've been good in my own backyard.
Okay.
What would cause a person like yourself to decide you want to get into law enforcement, and where do you want to go with this?
Well, after high school, I do plan on joining in the military. And for law enforcement, civilian-wise, you can't do anything until you're 21 or over. And I really don't want to do anything until then. I want to get right into it. So law enforcement is something I just need, because I really need that structure in my life.
Wow. Do you have any family members that are in law enforcement right now?
No, I don't.
Because nowadays, almost when you get into law enforcement, what type of law enforcement? I guess I'll ask that one first. Do you want to work with a police department, or what would you like to do?
Yes, a police department. I'll be for the military. I'm planning on going in Air Force, so I'll be in something called security forces.
Okay, all right. I mean, in the world that we're living in right now, with unfortunately the difficulties that an awful lot of our law enforcement find themselves into every day, and it's a sad thing. An awful lot of people would like to stay away from that nowadays, and you're running right at it. Why is that?
The action. I just want the action.
Wow. Now, did you grow up watching a TV program or something and see yourself as a character on TV, or why did you get involved with something like this?
Well, actually, since I was about 15 years old, I wanted to be a veterinarian, until I came here and I visited all the labs that we got to choose, and law enforcement was on my list. And the reason I wanted to do veterinary is because I want to work with animals. But then ever since I looked into law enforcement, it's been piquing my interest ever since. So the best of both worlds is being a canine officer, and that's what I'm trying to shoot for.
Ah, okay. Man, that makes sense. That comes full circle for you at that point in time. Yeah. And what that really is an interesting job. Did you see, I saw yesterday on the news where they now have the canine units down in Miami sniffing the folks going to the basketball games to see whether they have COVID.
Really?
Yeah. The Miami Heat is trying to allow more spectators in the stands, and they came up with a very unique idea. And they found out that they could train the dogs to sniff out somebody that actually has the COVID virus.
Interesting. I didn't know the canines could do that, but I guess nowadays they can train them to do anything. But wow, that's.
Yeah. So when you get your canine, what do you want to try to accomplish?
I want to try to go for a bomb dog, where they can sniff out bombs. I mean, I'm okay with a drug dog, but a bomb dog, like I don't know, something about the bomb dogs I find more appealing.
Well, let's hope you don't find too many bombs. How's that?
No, definitely not.
I'll tell you what, I think you have a wonderful personality for it, okay? And for somebody who really wants to get into that profession, that's a wonderful thing, because we need more law enforcement folks in our world nowadays that seem to have your attitude. I think it's a wonderful situation. So where do you go from here? You go into the Air Force, okay, you say?
Yes, sir. I'll be leaving right after high school to go into Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas.
And are you a senior right now?
Yes, I am.
So that's right around the corner, isn't it?
It's pretty scary, but yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It'll be fun, scary. How's that? That's a good thing.
It's going to be exciting and a new environment. It's like, this is my first time going to be on my own, because, I'm going to be away from my parents for so long. But this is something that you got to really want this. And I really want this. So.
That's, if you really want something, you'll be very good at it. I bet you. I can tell. What are you going to take with you once you leave Fort County? What's your favorite memory of the school?
Oh, lab, 100% lab. Lab has taught me so much, and everything the lab has taught me, I could carry over and use throughout my whole life.
Wow. Well, Naya, the best of luck to you. Thank you for your time today. And if you ever pull me over with your dog, okay, I will not have any bombs on me. I promise you. How's that?
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. You have a nice day.
You too. We're talking with the students over at Fort County Career Center today, and with me right now is Larry Spieth. Larry, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from.
My home school is North Central, and I'm taking computer programming over here at Fort County.
Wow, what got you into computer programming?
Well, I was just interested in how computer programs work. Spent a lot of time with computers.
Has that always been something that's been one of your hobbies?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, tell me a little bit about the computer program at Fort County.
We do a lot of different sorts of programming. Right now, we're working on getting code to work inside of a web page. So when you go online, it'll run the code, and you can do more than just show text with that. Have sort of all animations and stuff that you see when you go onto more advanced websites.
Man, I'll tell you what, that is something that has always been like magic to me, okay? I love that it works, okay? But how it works, I don't know. I could never figure that one out.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a little file on the website's server that will tell your browser or whatever you're using to run some instructions that will show whatever animation you need.
Yeah, it's just that easy, isn't it?
Well, I mean, trying to figure out what instructions you need to tell it is the hard part.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It takes a special way of thinking, I believe, and a special outlook to be able to deal with something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really get frustrated with mistakes because if you make any mistake, the whole thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
A lot of people in my class have had some sort of eureka moment where they'll be working on a project trying to solve this one problem for hours or even days. And then when they finally found it, they just stand right up and shout eureka, forget where they were, and surprise everyone.
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly one of those businesses where you can get so involved in what you're doing, you just lose track of time, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the future for you, Larry? What grade are you in now?
I'm a senior.
So you're about ready to move on and graduate. Where do you go from here?
I'm thinking about Northwest State, right next door, because I'm taking college credit courses over here at Fort County, and I'll just be ready to move straight on to there.
Sure. And then do you go anywhere past Northwest, or do you get right into the workplace after that?
I could easily get into the workplace. A lot of the people who go to computer programming specifically get a lot of job offers. I remember our programming instructor, Mr. Geiger, will often tell us stories of how he gets calls after the school year is over from businesses looking for programmers, and he can't give them any because they've already all moved on to the workforce.
That's a neat thing, man. You have a job that is really in demand right now.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So tell me a little bit about your favorite time at Fort County.
I mean, probably my own little eureka moment. Back last year, junior year, we were making our own platformer games like Mario, and I was the only person who figured out how to get the screen to scroll from left to right. So, you know, if you ever played Mario, you move to the right, the screen moves with you.
Yeah.
And that took me quite a long time to figure out how to get that working. And everyone else just got little one-screen games where you just go from one point to the other and move on to the next level.
That is, you know what, that's always amazed me anyway, how you can get Mario to wander around, hop up on top of something, go down inside of something, you know, bounce up and down, get bigger, get smaller. You know, it's way out of my pay scale. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much, not just programming, but problem solving goes into just figuring out when he's touching a wall and not letting him run through it.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it's amazing. So down the road, Larry, where do you see yourself?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just playing it by ear.
That's not a bad way of doing it. How's that? I can tell you, just life will kind of fall out in front of you as long as you just keep working and keep your eyes open, man, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to have your own company somewhere down the line, you know, Speed Technologies or something like that?
I mean, I'll think about it, but just got to get the experience first.
No doubt. Well, Larry, thank you for your time. Good luck to you, man. And if I ever have any problems with my Mario game, I'm looking you up. How's that?
All right. Thank you.
Can you help me not cook the ball quite as much on Mario Golf?
Probably.
Trust me, man, nobody can correct my golf swing, whether it's out on the golf course or on Super Mario Brothers. It just always goes to the left, man. That's the way that it goes. Hey, Larry, thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you.
With me now from Fort County Career Center is Mason Herman. And Mason, tell me a little about yourself, where you're from, and what are you studying?
Well, I'm originally from Edgerton High School, and I came out here for the Ag Mechanics lab.
And what grade are you in right now?
I'm a junior.
So you still have another year ahead of you right now.
Yep.
How is everything at Fort County? Do you enjoy the programs that you work with over there?
Oh yeah, it's a blast, really. I mean, the other kids in my lab, we all correspond with each other because we all came from the same background and everything. So we all get along real well and joke around with each other. So it's always fun.
Now, are you from a farm family?
Yes, we farm at home, so that's the main reason I came out here. Is I already had a little bit of a background in it, and I'm just here to expand my knowledge.
You know, I don't know anybody that grew up on a farm that doesn't have a little bit of knowledge about how to fix something when it breaks, right?
Yeah, that's a common thing when you grow up on a farm.
Yeah, no matter how old they are. I mean, the younger the better. And I know a lot of farmers and a lot of farmers' children, and it doesn't matter. At 12 years old, they all seem to know how to grab a wrench and make something go vroom. You know?
Yeah, that's about the time I started. So.
Was it really?
I was there.
So was there ever a time that you thought that you were going to do something else, or was this just it?
No, not really. This was it, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's not a bad thing. So when you get done with Fort County and you graduate from high school, where do you go from there?
I plan to just go right to the workforce or whatever. Plan to go run heavy equipment would be an awesome idea or career path, I guess.
Yeah. When you say heavy equipment, farm equipment or construction equipment?
Well, either way. Construction equipment is cool too. Farming, I know a lot more about, but it'd be interesting to go out to the construction side and learn some new stuff, I guess.
Yeah. I spent a number of years and we sold batteries and starters and alternators to folks who did a lot of work like that. And it is truly a different world.
Yeah. it's always bigger and there's more math in the construction side of things with grades and all that, but it'd still be interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And it is bigger, and I'm a big guy, so that always worked out better. I mean, a lot of times nowadays when you're working with these automobiles and everything, there's no room to get your hands in where you need to go, you know?
Well, that's still the case in the agriculture and construction world, but it's not quite as tight.
No, you need a little bit more like that. Well, I'll tell you what, there's always a future for an ag mechanic or a construction mechanic down the road. But I was telling one of the guys here a little while ago, you know, they came out yesterday. GM said they're not going to make gasoline engines again down the road for cars in about 15 years. That is almost mind-boggling to me. How about you?
Yeah, that's kind of hard to believe, but I guess they're halfway there already. So
yeah, I still think that the agricultural world and the construction world is either going to need diesel or gas or that next thing, hydrogen or whatever it might be. You know, I can't see a battery propelling a combine through a field.
Yeah, that'd be really, really hard with the amount of power and electronics and all the other stuff that it takes.
Yeah. Tell me about your best day you've had at Fort County.
My best day would probably be that first week when we got to learn about we just spent a week learning about each other. So we knew like who was good at what and what our backgrounds were. So we knew if we had a question on something, who we could go ask if our instructor was busy or whatever. So we learned a lot about each other in that first week. And that's probably why we have such a good relationship with each other, because we're always joking around with each other all the time.
It seems like a wonderful situation and a wonderful place to go to school. Anybody that's listening right now that either has a son or a daughter, or maybe they are actually of your age, would you highly recommend Fort County to them?
Yes, I would. It is an awesome place.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, we wish you the best, and we really thank you for your time today, Mason. And please, when you get out there and get in the middle of that field, man, with that electric combine 25 years from now, remember our conversation and think, you know what, I just can't imagine, but here we are, you know?
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Mason, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We are celebrating National Career and Technical Education Month here with students from Fort County Career Center today on the queue. And I have Madison Dowalter with me right now. Madison, where are you from?
I'm from Montpelier.
Montpelier. And what year are you in now?
I'm a senior and I'm in the Visual Arts and Design Lab.
Wow. Okay. So tell me a little bit about what you do every day over at Fort County.
We do a lot, but right now we're doing like the yearbook and then the agenda covers and like working like in it. And we take pictures and we do a lot of printmaking.
Wow. Okay. So what do you plan on doing down the road once you graduate and you move on?
I already applied to college and I got accepted. I did that last year, so I plan to go to the Modern College of Design once I graduate.
And where's that?
It's in Kettering, Ohio.
Oh, okay. You're down in my old stomping grounds, man. I'm a Dayton area boy, so that's good. Yeah, that's a neat area. And will that be what, a 2-year program, a 4-year program? How does that work?
Yeah, I'm doing the 2-year and I'm also doing online because it's just easier than going down there and moving.
Sure. Okay, that works out even better. You know, it's amazing what you can do online nowadays, isn't it? So where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? What would you like to be doing?
Maybe just like designing, like being a graphic designer, or maybe even a web designer, just working for someone, or maybe even start my own business.
Yeah, that sounds like fun too. I think that's a business that's going to be around with us for a long, long time. How did you get interested in this?
I've just always been interested in like art and drawing, so it was just kind of like obvious what lab I wanted to go into.
Yeah, okay. Wow, so when you went over to Fort County, did you know what you wanted to do right away, or did you figure it out when you went over for the tour?
When I went over for the tour, it was like, this was my top choice, but I also looked at chef training and landscaping.
Wow, and you decided that this was the way that you wanted to go.
Yeah, the others are like really interesting too, but this is just my pick. So.
Yeah, no doubt. So tell me about your best day that you've had at Fort County Career Center.
Every day is a good day, but the best day would probably be like the first day of my junior year. We did like a lot that day, and we just like all like really liked each other, getting new friends and everything.
Yeah, and that is the one thing I keep hearing all the time. It does seem like when people go to Fort County, they meet a lot of folks who have similar interests and they become instant friends. And that happened to you?
Yeah, I made a couple new friends. Like our lab has gotten really smaller since last year, but I have about like 5 or 6 people from the lab that I've really gotten closer to.
Fantastic. Well, Madison, I really appreciate your time and best of luck. And I really appreciate you being with us here today.
Thank you.
We're talking to members of the Fort County Career Center, students over there during February's National Career and Technical Education Month. And with me right now is Shaylee Cupp. Shaylee, where are you from?
I'm from Montpelier.
And anybody that is watching this up on our social media on Facebook now, everybody has to wear a mask. And everybody else up until you, Shaylee, had a plain mask, black or blue or white or whatever. And you have something a little more creative. What is that?
It's a skull.
Yeah, it's what I kind of thought. It was a little scary, Shaylee. What do you study at Fort County?
Visual art and design.
Visual art and design. And what year are you in?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. So what's your plans after you're done at Fort County?
I plan on actually starting my own photography business.
Okay. Have you always been into photography?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something that was very natural for you to be able to get over there and do this job.
Yeah, I've been looking at this since before even middle school.
Really?
Yeah.
There are not many people that honestly know what they want to do at that age. Do your parents do that, or did you have a friend, or did you see something at some point in time that inspired you, or how did that happen?
Not really. My friend's dad owns a photography business, and I always was interested in that. And me and my brother kind of just started getting into photography together.
Wonderful. Now, will you go on to school after you graduate from high school, or will you just start your business from here?
I think I'm just going to start my business from here.
And are you going to stay here in Northwest Ohio, or do you plan on moving?
I definitely see myself staying close to Northwest Ohio.
Yeah. And the ideal goal for you down the road would be what? What kind of pictures do you want to take, and what do you want to do?
Well, I feel like I'm going to be very broad with all the pictures I take, but I think I'd like to do like more weddings and stuff like that, big events.
Now, you can't wear the mask to a wedding. Maybe a mask. It may still have to, but it probably can't be a skull. You know what I mean? You'd scare the bride. Hey, tell me about your favorite thing at Fort County Career Center.
I think my favorite thing is that I get to work with a lot of big machines that otherwise I'd never get to work with and use.
Dan, like what kind of machines?
We have a big sticker printer that prints like vinyl to make stickers and shirt designs. And we also have like poster printers and a big cutter that we can cut a mass amount of paper with. Wow,
that's amazing. And those are things, obviously, that down the road you're going to need to use as you pursue your career as well. So where do you see yourself in 10 years? Are you hoping to be on the front of some sort of magazine, or, well, now that those days are gone maybe, but on the computer screen front page of a magazine?
I definitely want to have a good social media platform because that's how a lot of people get their business these days. But I just see myself around here in a small little business.
That sounds like a wonderful situation. Are you happy you went to Fort County?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely happy that I went here. It opened like a lot of doors and windows and taught me a lot.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'll tell you, I thank you for your time and best of luck.
All right, thank you.